crushed up.
Cough syrup was.
What's like? It was like a painkiller crushed into like purple drink. It was like
Codeine.
It wasn't codeine. It was
Molly Percocet.
What's another painkiller?
Aspirin.
Heroin.
Ativan?
Codeine?
No, that's
Heroin.
What are the Tylenols with the morphine, with the codeine? in it?
Codeine.
It was like a painkiller you take if you have like if you get your teeth pulled or something.
That's
like that.
T3s. Here they call them that. I don't know, maybe there's different.
It was something similar to that.
I'm rolling.
Vicodin.
great.
It was
Vicodin?
It was Vicodin crushed into purple drink.
Oh.
Yeah. It was at like a party.
Oh, wow.
It was
that's
okay.
gross.
Don't use
I
this.
didn't-
I was gonna say it's rolling.
I didn't.
Careful regarding
sounds like an
self-incrimination.
illegal act.
It's an underground film festival.
No, he said that we should curse and talk
should
about
curse,
all
yeah.
the things illegal.
Because
things
we
do.
don't curse.
Yeah.
This festival won't
Let's
be.
say we can curse if
Otherwise,
we
we
want
won't
to.
be legit.
It's not hard
No,
unless you
it's
curse.
not hard
you know.
enough.
Yeah.
It's soft. It's
Understood.
soft unless you curse. Yeah.
Well, programmer Cameron McGowan here with some of my friends. Let's start by introducing ourselves. John, you want to take the lead on that?
Sure. Hi, John Charles Meyer, producer of Dave Made a Maze.
Yeah.
We got here.
Can you introduce me?
Yeah, sure. Sandra Robin, writer, director, sycophant. Are we not cats? Are you a sycophant?
What's that mean?
Like you suck
Suck
up
up
to
to him.
celebrities to get
Yeah.
something from them?
I love.
Or he
celebrities.
just expects you to suck up to him.
Oh yeah, or you expect me to suck up to you.
I love celebrities.
Do you?
I act totally different around celebrities.
You know what?
I just ask them
Everybody
questions.
does. We were noticing this. It's like we thought we were so cool, and then when Aubrey Plaza was here, I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
we gotta watch out, we gotta protect her. And it was like, she's just a human. being.
Even several days after.
No.
Yeah.
Not really. There wasn't even like paparazzo or anything. There's like one old guy who's like, is Aubrey here yet? And he was wearing like this red hat with text on it. And I thought it was going to say Make America Great Again, but it said like CP Rail. Just like Canadian Pacific Rail. Anyway, and who do we have over here?
Peter Vack.
What's your film?
Oh yes, the movie is Assholes.
All right.
We started cursing. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, let's socially lubricate ourselves with tales of our worst job ever.
Oh really?
Ooh, that's.
I got one.
Okay.
Okay, my first job was at an indoor playground called Ton of Fun. And let's just say children's ball pits are disgusting. Only once a week are the balls sucked out to be washed. And then at the bottom scattered are feces.
Yeah.
oh what?
Our,
What?
How you say?
Shit.
Shit.
That's awesome.
Oh, you mean there's a lot of shit in those places?
Yo. Yeah. It's like a litter box down there.
Oh, why have I never thought that?
Okay,
That
so
would-
my first job also involved
First job.
feces.
Worst job.
Worst job. Well,
First job,
first
worst
jobs
job.
are the worst
But
jobs.
my first job was not my worst job, despite the fact that it also involved feces. I spent 3 summers cleaning chicken eggs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you
from,
mean?
Like when they laid them.
When they come out, they don't look pristine the
They're
way
not
they
clean.
do in the
They're not-
grocery
they're
store.
not- They're not completely white. They're not.
Feces, blood,
They're not
gills.
bleached. They're not
you name
bleached
it.
white.
Oh yeah, no, those good
What
cleans.
color are they?
Birth is messy.
Well, I mean, they can be white, they can be brown, just like they look in the grocery store. We don't change the color of them, but,
Really?
so we wipe the crap off of them.
But they.
So I did that for 3 years, but that's not the worst job I ever had.
Oh, God.
Nor was working in the shipping department of a machine shop the worst job I ever had. No, the worst job I ever had was bartending at ranch in Los Angeles. I hope that doesn't get me in trouble. It was like 6 weeks was all I could last. It was miserable. It's the place where everybody rides the bull. Like, anytime you see somebody riding a bull in a movie that's set in LA, that's the place.
So like a Roadhouse style bar.
Yeah, but just it was terrible. Terrible,
damn.
terrible clientele, terrible everything. I really hated that place.
Well, you guys.
Well, I feel like my most interesting job was my favorite job, and my worst job was like a film job, which was like doing quality control for like A&E specials and National Geographic specials. I was just really bad at it, and it was just like finding audio pops on like American Pickers. And, you know, like I would just watch HD cam tapes, and it was just really annoying. But my favorite job, which is like not what we're asking. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
It's a pivot. It's like a political move. But
Yeah.
my favorite. I worked in the kitchen at a kosher Chinese restaurant.
Cool.
And I was like I was a line cook.
Wait,
and
was the Chinese kosher?
So
Or
it
was the Chinese
it was
making
Israeli
kosher food?
dudes on the grill, like Haitian dudes on the fryers, Mexican dude doing the sushi, a Thai couple on the woks, and then me on the line, and I was just basically taking orders and just like, you know, I was doing the walk bowls, and I was putting it up to the expediter. So I was the only American person in the kitchen there. But that was that was like the worst best job.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Peter, you got any?
Directing a movie.
I feel like I've only had jobs I liked, kind of. But
Sounds great.
yeah, I know, and it's like can you even say that? But I think my least favorite job maybe was I was a bartender too, and I didn't like it. I also been like extras on movie sets, and I think the extras are treated poorly.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I've done that.
And yeah, they are. You are treated poorly when
Yeah.
you're an extra, and it's not awesome. I think that like it'd be nice if those people got treated if like they're actors or they care about movies enough to like be there to do that.
How did you treat the extras on your film, or were there any paid extras?
We had some. We didn't pay any of them.
Yes.
But we had some extras come. I think we treated them well.
Yeah.
I'd like to think we did. I mean, you'd have to talk to them and really know for sure.
And most of the extras in your film, were they friends of yours? I recognize one name as a Fantasia regular, Ted.
Ted Gagan, yeah, he was a friend. Yeah, we're not in the business of paying extras. Like,
Yeah.
What he's saying is he was very mean to his friends.
No, I mean,
Flogged them.
Yeah, I mean,
I wasn't even trying to get them. I'm like,
Don't
I'm not-
look at the
I'm not
talent,
even-
Ted.
yeah, I'm not even that interested in like having like huge crowd. Like we didn't pay extras, but we did pay the people that had lines.
Stephen McCaddy, the actor who's here with Pontypool, said he just wrapped on Darren Aronofsky's new movie,
Yeah,
and they had 300 extras daily. It's like a small town.
that's awesome.
Yeah, he didn't do any of them CG, so can you imagine having to direct? Well, I guess you could just have
Yeah.
other people direct the extras. Just
Darren Aronofsky sounds like a maniac.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with Darren Aronofsky anymore. After Noah, I'm sorry, Darren Aronofsky.
You know, like
But I
the
like
Rock
the
Angels?
wrestler was dope though. The wrestler.
The wrestler's
was
so dope.
Wrestler was dope.
It's like the saddest.
I love wrestling.
Yeah.
I didn't see Noah.
You didn't see Noah?
I
No,
didn't see
I didn't
Noah.
fuck with Noah.
There's like these weird, never-ending
As a Jew.
story, like
As a Jew, I
gigantic
don't fuck
Oh,
with
you're a
Noah.
Jew? Really?
Yeah. I
Wow.
added
You don't
myself
look
on.
like a Jew, really. I'm a Jew.
Yeah, you're a Jew.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm full.
Full?
Full
No,
Jew.
just my mother.
From
But that's
all the
gonna
way from
affect
Europe.
us.
Yeah.
My
My dad was
Jews
born
came
in
from
Israel.
Europe, so-
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, Israel.
Yeah.
All I have is Upper West Side.
Florida. Yeah.
So can you guys talk about a bit about the importance of film festivals for movies like
Yeah.
yours? Or if
Yeah.
you find them important?
Just gotta get on the ground,
Yeah, I'll say something. Like, what's so cool about, film festivals play movies like ours in theaters and care about the way they sound and like the experience the audience has. And that's awesome because for us, I mean, for me at least, every time I get to see this movie in the context of a theater, it's a thrilling experience because I know that it's not going to play like in multiplexes.
I
So
can't.
festivals they're like vital for us.
Yeah, I can't fathom doing any of this without film festivals. I mean, it's where you build your buzz, it's where you build your brand, it's where you start your journey once you finish the movie, and it's incredibly important. And in my personal experience, most of what I've taken to festivals up to now, up to and sort of including the movie that I've got here, have been genre-specific festivals primarily. And those audiences just eat up what's handed to them, provided that it's at least halfway decent. and yeah, it's such a great experience. It's so much fun.
And you're nearing the end of your
Yeah.
successful festival run here. Can you
Yeah.
talk a bit about it?
Well, it creates the precedent. It's like this is like the best the movie will look and sound. Ideally, if you don't mess up your technical, your DCP and stuff like that. But it's the best your movie will look and sound, and hopefully it'll build like word of mouth from that. And when people watch something on VOD, if it hasn't played at a film festival or hasn't had a tiny theatrical run, which usually happens after a festival circuit, it doesn't have those there's not a legitimate film to many people. And film festivals sort of legitimize movies and also give, there's no, the people of Calgary wouldn't have seen this film if it just went to VOD. They just probably wouldn't have heard of it, or this, we're not living in an era where independent films get theatrical releases. We're sort of, in many ways, we're living in like a film festival era. The film festival is stronger than it's ever really been right now. It's its own industry, so that's really my takeaway from the festival circuit. It's like, it's the most full, like the festival calendar is the most full it's ever been right now. So, to me, like, film festivals are stronger than ever, and they're in many ways replacing a theatrical run.
Right.
So.
Yeah, because a lot of these movies open day and date now, like
Yeah.
the bigger independent movies, like on demand, and then in cinemas the same week, and they usually only play like 1 week with. I mean, I know in Calgary the case is you'll get like 40 people at that movie in 1 week, whereas if you play it at a film fest, you can get like 50 to 200 people in one screening.
It's expanded cinema. It's like the director's there, hopefully, like
Yeah.
Bruce was there, like, you get crew to show up. You know that you're not getting just a film, you're getting an experience. Maybe it's different than the theatrical version that shows, like, with our film, like our music rights for our festival version is different than our music rights for our theatrical VOD version. So it's like, it is a rare experience. I know, like, to tour with a film is different. I wonder what it would be if filmmakers, instead of doing a 3,000 city release, they like toured with their film to different cities. If more people would go and see the movie,
I'm trying to do a little bit of that with Dave Minamaze leading up to our theatrical. I'm still working out the logistics of that, but that's...
So it's like you do one city, you go to that,
and just one night stands.
Yeah,
just right down the coastline is what I want to try to do.
Yeah, my friend did that with his release last week. He did New York, and then they were done with New York, and then he's like, now we're gonna do LA, and I'm gonna do 2 weeks in LA. I'm gonna be at the screenings. I'm gonna do a Q&A. It helps get people to show up to the film.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's kind of like a road show style release like they used to do back in the day, like Herschel Gordon Lewis with Blood Feast would just tour with one print and just go to like carnivals and show his.
Oh wow!
In many cases, we have
That's
one
awesome.
fucking hard drive.
Yeah,
So just a wealth of information. Truly,
Herschel Gordon Lewis, all
talking
that.
about
Seriously.
it's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Blood Feast.
Blood Feast,
The
baby.
Gorgo Girls.
That's
That
right.
one. That's good.
Godfather of Gore. So you were saying today is going to be like your 10th Q&A of the last few months?
Well, yeah, but not necessarily 10th festival that I've attended. Yeah, I mean, we've had multiple screenings in a couple of them, and the director and I have been trying to split between the cities. He's actually in Orlando right now. We've got a screening there tomorrow night.
Oh, sweet. Just been sharing the load.
So yeah, splitting the load, and it's been fun.
So at our Love and Saucers Q&A a couple nights ago, this is the movie about the fellow who claims to have had sex with aliens.
Oh yeah,
Right,
right.
right.
During the Q&A, one of the audience members shared a story of being abducted by aliens. And he was saying his mother had also been abducted by aliens. And it was just like this beautiful moment that he felt like it was a safe place he could open up and tell this totally wacky story. But I was just wondering if at any of your guys' Q&As, if there's ever been a special moment that stood out.
Not so much Q&As, but so Dave Minamaze is about a frustrated artist who gets lost inside the cardboard fort he builds in his living room.
Yeah.
And I do a fair bit of just sort of hand-to-hand promotion and lines at the festivals and hand out some postcards and try to get some people into the screenings. And first of all, the number of people who think they're being clever when they say, "Oh, it sounds like my life." I hear that at least 400 times per festival. But also the number of times that I've had people say, "Is it a documentary?"
Oh my god!
Is this a movie about a guy building a maze?
No, we did not follow a guy who actually got lost in a cardboard fort he built in his living room. Not really sure why you would think that, but yeah, that's happened more times than I can count.
Well, you guys, any special film fest memories that stand out right now? You just got back from South by Southwest.
Yeah. Oh god! And I'm trying to think. The Q&As are almost a blur to me. People ask questions for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely nobody has had like an emotional breakthrough.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe the opposite of a breakthrough. I don't know what that would be. Yeah, I don't really have like a great answer to this question.
No, that's cool. Did you have a good time at South by Southwest?
Oh yeah, incredible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, amazing. I mean, it was thrilling. It's just such a. Yeah, I mean, I've only seen the movie with like just small groups of people. To see it with like strangers, people who don't know me. It was thrilling. Yeah.
Well, I look forward to the Q&A tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
What about you, Xander?
Oh yeah. Well, my film is about like a really strange, specific kind of habit people have, and it doesn't always happen like out loud. People don't always like say this out loud, but a lot of people come up to me afterwards. They're like, "Oh yeah, so like I also do that. I also
The hair?
share that. Yeah, you know, pulling and eating hair. You know, I also share that, and like, you know, thank you for sort of making a film about that."
Aw.
So, you know, usually they're not like saying that out loud in the audience. They'll just sort of come up to me afterwards and be
Yeah.
like, yeah, you know, not something I do as well.
I
So-
just watched his film and it's amazing. You should go see it. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
I have
it's
not
really
seen
good.
his yet. I'm looking
No,
forward to
that's-
seeing
yeah.
it. But I
Thank
just
you.
saw this one. It's so good.
I appreciate it.
So
yeah.
good.
I'll give you US dollars later. US.
The worthy dollars.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the first movie you saw that made you want to make movies, or just became an image in your head that you couldn't get out?
I don't want to go first on that one.
Yeah. I'll go. Yeah.
Yeah, go.
I didn't really like movies as a kid, but I got into skateboarding, and someone who was like a skateboarder friend like showed me Clockwork Orange. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize movies could be like that. That's awesome. It's like a whole world, but it's not like a Star Wars whole world. It's like a dark, sinister new world.
Yeah.
And I was into that.
Complete with its
So,
own language. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I called my friends droogs for a very long
Oh
time.
yeah.
after watching that.
Yeah. No, I was probably really annoying in high school. I tried to talk like those characters for a
Did
while.
you dress like them?
No, but I would like start talking like really loudly in like class, like the droogs. Yeah, but no, I was probably pretty insufferable for a moment as a droog wannabe.
What were you, Peter?
Let me think. I remember feeling very upset. My father took me to the Coen Brothers movie where they put him in the wood chipper. That's the
Fargo?
one. Fargo, yeah. And I remember my dad thinking that maybe I was too young to have seen that, but I think I was glad because it was one of those moments in childhood where I was like, oh, I've been led into something that really isn't for me. You know, I actually understand that on like an experiential. You know, you're told as a kid like, oh, that's not for you, that's not for you, but it might not really resonate why it's not for you. And then like you come in, I was like, oh God, no, that really upset me. That's why that's not for kids. It's not for kids at all. But then it was like, but that's amazing. Like, you know, whoa, that's a movie. And then my father also made movies, and that was one of them I'm in. Actually, I'm the main actor in it. And it was just incredible because that was the thing where I was like, oh, but a person can do that? You know, and then I was like, oh, awesome. And so I really was able to see every step of the process through him allowing me to see all the steps of the process. And that, you know, I don't think, I would never know that I could make a movie if it weren't for him.
I didn't have the experience of that sort of light bulb moment of, oh, you can do that. I almost had the opposite of that, and I feel like I'm a little bit of a risk of being kicked out of this interview and kicked out of the screen room by admitting that I come from the world of theater dorks.
Yeah.
I was not a film buff
Wait, me
or a
too.
film kid
Me
growing
too.
up. my folks put me on a stage when I was a little kid, and I did theater
Yeah, that's great.
all my childhood. But then I went to college, absolutely convinced that you had to be fucking Looney Tunes. Can we swear in this interview?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sorry,
they
good.
want us to.
I thought
Fuck
we had.
shit,
Okay,
fuck,
good.
fuck.
Good.
Under-
That you had to be Looney Tunes to try to pursue acting as a career, and so I didn't do any of it for 15 years. And then I got tired of what I was doing in my 20s, and tired of the town I was living in, and just sort of moved to LA on a wing and a prayer, and started acting right away, and got a little bit of traction with it. But I was also kind of bored with like the lifestyle, the schedule of just like you gotta wait for the opportunities to come to you. And,
Right.
And when a friend asked if I wanted to get involved in producing, I was like, I don't know how to do that. And he was like,
Send
I'll
emails.
tell you. Okay, sure. I say jump, you say how high. I can do that. So, and yeah, here I am 7, 8 years later. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
78. 78.
78 years later, I've aged really well.
Here I am.
I'm 94.
Highlander.
Years later.
What was the movie you were in that your dad was making?
The movie is called Consent. You can watch it.
Is it a short or a feature?
It's a feature.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he made
online?
2 features. Yeah, it's online.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What did he think of your movie? Did he give you any advice while making it, or did he?
Oh well, I wouldn't have been able to make it as well as I think. Well, I mean, I think we made it well. It's up to you whether or not you like it. But I mean,
Hey, we programmed it.
Yeah, yeah, of course. I'm just saying, up to you. I mean, I know you like it. I'm so thankful. I love you.
No.
I mean, like, I mean, up to you whether you like it. But no, I mean, like, no. My father's a producer on the film, and he totally earned the credit. You know, I think the thing that one of the things I think is most valuable that I learned from him is scheduling. And I think that from the experience of, having him help to schedule the film and being there to think about it that way, is I feel like that's a part of filmmaking that people rarely talk about, but I feel like that is like the foundation of director's work.
Oh, yeah.
Because I mean, it's like you think about, I guess I'm also an actor, something I should mention. So I have to deal with films a lot from the other side of it, and sometimes I'm like, oh, I wonder why it was scheduled this way. This seems so like not the right way to make these scenes happen in the best possible way for whatever reason.
Because it's like,
yeah, but that's very important.
Yeah.
I mean, at least the way I see it, like I want
It's hard.
if the performances aren't like credible, then the movie's gonna suck no matter what. So I do, but it's not just acting. It's also like this didn't work for art. Like like why they schedule. I know there's a million different reasons why a schedule
but
could
if there's
not.
like two hospital scenes, and one of them where someone is like in a coma, and the other one where like they had they had woken up, like to have those like back to back.
Sure.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, it could be so many different reasons. Anyway, I say all this to say, I feel like it's just one thing that I really owe to working with my father, because he's brilliant with that, and it just clued me into the importance of that for the success of a film.
Well, yeah, time management is like 60% of your job. Like you were even talking about that a bit in your Q&A, being able to.
Yeah, and also just the way things flow, like the way. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, it's all right. Keep going.
No, just like. I've worked with filmmakers too who understand this and those who don't. I think that if you just think about, whatever that means, it can mean so many different things. But like the emotional journey doesn't have to necessarily be in order. I mean, rarely is able to be.
Well, I feel for an actor, like, sometimes you script two scenes, they both take place in the same location, but they're two completely, like, polar opposite emotional states.
Yeah,
It's like one takes place on page 20, and one takes place on page 80, and you have to do them both in the same day. And you're just like, that takes a certain skill that you don't learn in the theater for an actor, to be able to do both those fucking scenes back to back, And that's also a director's coaching. You have to be able to like get them and know really where like that emotional state's supposed to be, like 60
like what
pages
part
later.
of the script it is and what the feeling and mood of later in the script.
You got to remind like actors like what happened right before this, what happened right after this.
Right.
When you're like doing a scene, because very often the last scene that they filmed was not the scene that happened right before this in the movie.
Right.
Sometimes though, I mean, this is just, I agree with you 100%, but just to say something else, that I sometimes will think I know what I want from a scene emotionally, but if I'm working with good actors, they actually show me that like I was wrong, like about maybe an emotional climax. Like I'll be like, oh, I thought the emotional climax happened there, but if I actually don't impose too much of what I think onto them and they're good, they'll like, something will happen that's actually like, it's easy to talk about this in terms of like climactic moments. So it's like if say like you think someone really has an outburst in the scene, but then the actor naturally has an outburst in our scene. You're like, oh shit, actually they probably shouldn't have an outburst in this
like the
other
obvious
scene.
move.
Yeah, and they had it naturally here, and I just think that's like, I really like being open to that, because sometimes, again, I guess a lot of the things I've learned not to do have come from working with directors who do things that I don't like. Because sometimes I'll be like guided as an actor in a direction where I'm like, interesting, you think that. I thought something else. I wish I could have just like shown you. Not that I'm right necessarily, but I wish we could have just like worked from like a different place.
I like your qualifier if they're good.
Yeah.
If they're good. I said I like your qualifier if
Well,
they're good.
you can only do anything if the people you're working with are good. Of course, and especially the acting. Yeah.
I had there was another sort of opposite experience I had, which I'd just like to throw out there. The next film I have in post right now, I got to do a really fun thing. You were saying your father put you in a film, I'm assuming when you were fairly young.
Yeah, I mean, I put him in my film.
Well, okay, yeah. So my father's been a theater actor his entire life,
Oh, yeah,
mostly
great.
amateur theater, just until the last few years started doing some pro stuff. But theater his entire life, and only theater. And there was a small role in the next film that I've got coming up.
And your dad's in it?
Yeah, man.
Aww.
It was pretty fun. It was pretty fun.
How many days was he on set?
One.
Okay.
It was actually the first day we shot, because it was when he was going to be in town, and we sort of wrangled the crew to come together and make it work when he was there. But yeah, it was good. It was fun.
That's great.
Was any of the footage of you as a teenager in Assholes from your father's movies, or were those
No.
kind of just home video stuff?
Home videos.
Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, I thought
Forget about that though.
Oh yeah.
I'm so sensitive to like
Oh, I don't want to spoil the
no,
movie.
I'm being an idiot. Who gives a shit? It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Who cares?
Spoiler alert. There's
Yeah,
there are
yeah,
assholes in the movie.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, I know.
Not
that, though.
cool people.
I've
Well, I
heard.
guess they're cool.
No, they're not cool.
They're not cool.
Isn't the
Don't do this at
logline?
home, kids.
These characters are literally assholes. Literally.
Oh, it maybe was at some point.
Literally.
It could change.
That's what it is on IMDb though. You can't change your logline, man.
Can't
That's
change
one of those things that
anything
they
on
can't
IMDb.
change, man. It's
Dude,
sad.
I don't think I even realized that I was like.
He's
making
eating
that
the
part.
Aubrey Plaza
I was gonna
piece.
say, aren't those the Aubrey Plaza?
I don't understand.
It was full on Monday. She's the only one who's been eating these.
I feel like you're taking
Enjoy
away
them.
somebody's $20.
Yeah, Amy's gonna ask
Oh
me.
yeah, sell that.
So
on
you're supposed to sell these?
Sell those on eBay.
Let's just say that my involvement with them will make them more valuable.
Yeah.
That's
You're
true.
gonna shit them out and.
As he.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First, Aubrey Plaza fingered these. Then.
Some guy you don't really care about shot them out.
What are you talking about? You don't know that yet. Everybody's
Someone.
You'll care about maybe.
Well, I think that's a great place to wrap it up. Anything you guys want to say before we turn off the cameras?
I love you.
Calgary,
Thank you.
Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
That's where we are.
I hope I
Really
don't
fun.
get in trouble for either pointing out the bar I used to work at or for saying the phrase Aubrey Plaza.
I hope that everybody. My sincere wish is that we all get arrested for this.
You will never work. You'll never work in this town.
never
again.
I also want us to
Calgary
never,
again.
none of us to get funding for another movie.
Oh, yeah.
I hope our careers end tonight.
You know, America's gonna start funding propaganda films, and I'll be
And I
first
hope
in
that
line.
yeah,
I'm pretty
I'll
sure
be
that's
second
already
in line
started.
behind
First in
him.
line, man.
White House Down 2.
Yeah.
Would
Well, we call it White House Up. One.
Would you direct like a movie like that?
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
down.
probably.
Yeah,
I'm down to
would
be
you?
hired for any like political agenda, or personal agenda, like just you know.
Whatever. Would you direct anything?
I'm a technician. You know.
You too?
Yeah.
I'm an actor.
I'm available for hire.
I'll
to
act in
direct
anything.
You?
Yeah.
Would you produce? Would you produce like White House Down 2?
I'm also want to do
Are
puff
they- are they
pieces
paying?
for people.
Yeah, they're paying great.
Alright, yeah, probably.
I'd also like this to be an audition tape for me for acting work.
I'm a whore.
Lace Grader 2.
Harrison, you hear that? Lace Crater 2, I'm available.
We miss you, Harrison.
Oh my god.
But also anybody else who wants to hire me.
Don't use any of this, Joe.
No, please use this.
We got a lot of other movies screening for it. I'm just kidding. Do we cut there or what?